Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A Moment of Hope with Upward Transitions. I'm Carla Stinnett. I'm the Director of Development and Public Relations, and our special guest today is Alicia Derry. She is our Community Outreach Programs Director, and she is here today to share some information about how our services work in the community. So just everyone say welcome to Alicia. We're so glad you're here. So first, tell us a little bit about yourself, your career, and how and when you first joined Upward Transitions.
Sure. Well, let me start by saying thank you, Carla, for having me on today, just to talk a little bit about myself and the work that we do here in the Community Outreach Program here at Upward Transitions. So a little bit about myself. I went to school at the University of Central Oklahoma. So I graduated from there with a bachelor's in psychology. I minored in criminal justice, and I have a master's degree from Oklahoma City University in applied behavioral studies. So I came onto the agency here at Upward Transitions in 2016. So prior to that, I was working at the Department of Human Services as a child support specialist. So I've been here with the agency for 6 years. So next month in March will actually be my 7th year here at the agency. So I'm very excited about that. And with my history here at the agency, at this point, I've done a little bit of everything. So I started out in homeless services, which we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. But I started out in homeless services, assisting our clients that are currently experiencing homelessness. And then after that, I did some homeless prevention work. And then in July of last year, I transitioned into this position after the retirement of my predecessor, Ms. Terry Womack.
Yes, and Terry Womack was here 25 years
Yes.
with Upward Transitions in the role that you now have. And so, how many case managers do we have in our team here?
Sure. So, we do have a small staff here. So we have 5 case managers that offer services to the community. And even though, we are a small staff, we do serve a large number of people. So last year, or last fiscal year, we served 3,292 clients here in Oklahoma County. So we're very excited that, although we're small, we're able to make such a great impact on the community. So of those 5 case managers, we have 3 case managers that do homeless services. So like I said, they assist, our clients that are currently experiencing homelessness with things like IDs and birth certificates, legal documentation retrieval, any, stranded travelers. That's, sort of the genesis of our organization is, assisting stranded travelers. So that's something that we still do, along with assisting, victims of domestic violence and human trafficking in getting to a safe place. So helping our homeless clients obtain those critical identification documents is so important. Without an ID, without a birth certificate, it's difficult to do anything. You can't access housing. You can't, apply for any type of benefits. You can't get a job. You can't open a bank account. So the work that we do, the research that we put into, getting these documents from, all over the country, it's just very beneficial to our clients. And then on the homeless prevention side, we have 2 case managers that assist there. So we do our rent and utility assistance every week. We get hundreds and hundreds of requests from people who are at risk of becoming homelessness. So we step in to prevent that from happening. And so we have 1 case manager that does prevention, and then we have a housing navigator that works in a different program to assist a certain clientele with getting, transition back into housing.
Yeah, we're so proud of our case management team here. They work so diligently on getting people the services they need, and whatever we can't provide as an organization, they refer to other collaborating community partner agencies to provide and make sure that they have what the help that they need. So what are some of those collaborating agencies that we work with the most, I guess?
Yes. So we have, lots of partners here in the community. We're so grateful for our community partners that we have, such great relationships with. As part of our mission statement is to work in collaboration with these agencies to help assist our clients. We get the most of our referrals for our homeless services from the Day Shelter and Diversion Hub and the City Rescue Mission. And so they are our top 3 referral agencies, but we receive referrals from all over. So whether it's state agencies, various street outreach teams, churches, we get referrals from several different places.
Yeah, so I guess, on the long list, we collaborate with something like 25 different partner agencies, but we do have kind of this smaller nucleus of a group that we do a lot of referral back and forth. We have people that are experiencing homelessness that come straight to us, and we try to make sure that they get to a shelter or something to get a case manager so that they can be referred back to us. So, say, for instance, we have someone that needs an ID. What does that process look like when they need an ID?
So generally, we try to connect that client with a case manager. If they're already working at another agency, we'll ask that case manager send over a referral for that client. And what that does is it allows that client to engage with their case manager that they're already working with. If they refer that client to us for an ID, we just make it a part of their treatment plan with that organization. So whether that agency is assisting them with housing or, employment or accessing benefits, once we help them get those essential documents, it just helps that case manager know, what's going on so that they can continue the process in working with that client. And sometimes, it may be vice versa, where someone comes in and they're just not connected to an agency. Maybe they just recently became homeless and they're just not aware of resources in the community. So this gives us a chance to connect them, with agencies that have wraparound services like the day shelter, North Care, for mental health and things like that. So they can establish those connections at that agency, but also, get the referral to us for the ID.
And so, and we do encourage, the community, if someone is in need of social services of any kind, to call 211. Heartline is the 211 agency. And they do provide a list of a variety of agencies that are there to offer resources for people in need. But on the other side, the flip side of the other side of our services for homeless prevention, where we do everything we can to keep people housed, how does that system work? How does that process and service work?
Sure. So on Monday mornings, we take requests at 7 a.m. On our website, upwardtransitions.org. And so it's an online request for assistance. So it opens on Mondays at 7. We also take phone calls starting at 9 a.m. on Mondays for individuals who may not, have access to the internet or may not know how to navigate the online process. We just kind of want to make the request process accessible for everyone. And so we do receive numerous requests each week. We don't receive requests on weeks that include a holiday, but because of just how the market is right now, evictions are on the rise. Affordable housing is just hard to obtain at this point. And so, the need in our community is great. So we do receive a lot of requests for rent assistance, for utility assistance, so that we can step in and, try to prevent some of these households from becoming homeless and, experiencing those traumatic experiences.
Yeah. And, I have said this before, it's a win-win. Everybody wins, the taxpayer, the community, the person who is at risk of becoming homeless. When we do what we can to keep our friends and neighbors housed in the community, and try to prevent them from landing on the streets, experiencing homelessness. So, to talk a little bit about how these services are funded, I know that United Way of Central Oklahoma is one of our largest funders of our programs and services. And then we also receive grants from foundations. And then there's also the generosity of individual donors who contribute and businesses that contribute to our mission and support us. But we also get grants from the city and the state and some federal there, I think. So tell us a little bit how that works, like, who it comes from and what it's for.
Sure. So we have, some various grants that, allow us to do mostly things in the realm of housing and homeless prevention. So we have a grant that's through the Office of Victims of Crime that helps us do some rehousing. And we also have our Emergency Solutions Grant, which allows us to do some homeless prevention work, some short-term case management with certain clients that fit that need, that may need more than just a 1 month of assistance. So we have some grants that allow us to just do some various things there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have the opportunity to pay, I guess, up to 3 months or something like that, as far as to prevent homelessness and catch people up in their rent and utilities. Now, we will say this: there are so many people in need right now in our community that we definitely are receiving, a lot more requests than what we can fulfill each week. So we do the best we can. And anytime someone can't get through, either on our website or by phone, we do encourage them to call 211, because there are other agencies in the community that are helping too in these areas. So we really encourage our residents in need to be sure and call 211 if they don't get through on our phone or email. So we also have some churches that are great about supporting us. They provide, they have people or in their parish or different ones that come into the church that may need assistance. So they reach out to us, and the church helps support that service, right? And so we appreciate the churches in our community too. Sometimes they can provide things for residents that we can't. And
yes.
We're very grateful to them.
Very grateful for our faith-based organizations that allow us to do different things. In the past, we've been able to collaborate with some churches on, buying tickets, bus tickets for stranded travelers, for, victims of domestic violence, trying to get to a safe place. And, what I always think is cool is when, we have these groups that are willing to host drives for our organization, which allows us, to provide, snack bags to our clients, hygiene packs whenever we do our calendar of sharing. We have different groups and organizations that are willing to, come together and, host a blanket drive and things like that. So those things are always great, I think.
Yes, we always are very grateful for those groups in the community through the churches, and sometimes businesses and other groups like, fraternities, sororities, different ones will help do these drives, whether it's clothing or it's winter items like scarves and hats and gloves. And we just appreciate so much them doing that for us. And on behalf of our clients, we really express our appreciation. Well, you have shared a lot of information in a very short conversation, and we're so thankful that you were here today. We're about out of time. We try to keep our conversation to about 10 to 15 minutes. But again, if there's anyone that needs assistance, please call 211 if you can't get through to us on Mondays. So I just want to say thank you, Alicia, for joining us today and for sharing the information about our programs and services and how they work. And we look forward to, first of all, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Happy Valentine's. And share some love with your community today by donating to our mission. We really look to you as the ones that can help us fulfill the mission that we are trying to do, the work in the community that we're trying to do. And we know that we rely on the generosity of our donors and those who are supporting our mission. So thanks again. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day full of love and compassion. And we will see everyone next week. Have a good week. Thank you.